Not that you'll need it.
Yeah, I think that I have to like start it and then it will let me to get to the saves. Yeah, I'm here already. Yeah. Yeah, but I already played this part. I just couldn't access the... I couldn't access the saves. Laugh at me in a mean way, please. Does it turn you on or something? Oh, so funny.
Haven't you got nothing better to do? May as well.
I'm a bit crazy, don't mind me. I know that there is an enemy. I was joking. Don't take this.
Yeah?
We're all doomed.
Nature's servant awaits.
I think that they will get scared.
I'm not bothered. Right, it's on me, is it?
Can I help you?
Life is so hollow.
Give me something to do.
I'm not leveled up. How are you? Vertle. Hey, Dragon. I take everything you say to heart, plus but you always make me cry and feel uncomfortable. That's why I come back. You just like the punishment.
What do you want?
I see.
Yes.
For the fallen!
Hells, I missed.
Huh?
Hell, I
Onward
missed.
to futility.
Mira, they are torturing you here. Do some help from them.
Fine.
Me?
Distract me.
Hey, you're not even using
Haven't you
this.
got nothing better? Who's in for it now?
Fine.
They really want Nira. They're after her booty. They were after her booty. Tell them that I returned the dagger.
I'm not bothered.
I should tell you that you should return
Our
the
quest
dagger, or
is
you did
vain.
return the dagger. Someone level up. I heard some sound.
What do you want?
What was that sound?
We're all doomed.
I returned the dagger to those fucking NPCs. Okay. Who tried to kill me? Okay, well, wasn't it like you didn't really return, but they like more took it from you? I don't think that you voluntarily
Haven't you got nothing
returned
better
it.
to do?
40 strength, how? 20 strength. Yes. 20 strength. That's how I made my tank character. So did you like that additional content there? Did you like the demon? Well, I had a lot to start with. Wasn't there something that I could get more... I don't remember. There was something with the character creation that I could get quite a lot just to start with. Didn't I have 19 when I started? And then I found one book, so then I got 20? Half orc has 19 from start. Yeah. Yeah. See, Dragon remembers that. Yes! I'm an half orc. Yeah, the knight, yeah, the demon guy. That was like the worst fight in the whole game. The profile pictures threw you up. Yeah, I'm not that green, right? But maybe, you know, half orc, half human. Maybe I'm just more human. It was the hardest fight in the game for me.
Right, it's on me, is it?
It was brutal.
You want me?
I felt like I want to uninstall the game.
If you want.
That bad it was.
Sweetheart?
An open wound in Mother Earth. I would plug it had I the power.
Well, it was not hard after I actually knew what was my
I'll
problem.
get it in a minute, Gov.
Because at least at first I didn't know what my problem was. I kind of figured out what my problem was and then it was better.
Our quest is what is the point?
You know what my problem was when I was fighting him? I struggled more with the end boss in the story than the demon knight. Okay, till I figured out all I needed to kill was him and it was over. Yeah. I also killed just him. I didn't kill anybody else. Basically what I did is that, like, I let everyone fight. I summoned some monsters. Now I'm talking about the final fight. I summoned monsters and I let my team fight the main boss and the monsters, right? So everybody was focusing on the main boss. And my character was just running around and trying to survive. And I was like, it doesn't matter if my teammates are down, it's okay. Or if the monsters are down, it's okay. But my character has to stay alive. So my character stayed alive. Sarevok was like chasing her or something. Then for a while he was not. So she got some hits in. The others got some hits in. And in the end he just fell and my character was alive. And it was like, ta-da! It's not the demon knight in the dagger, it's a fully fledged Baldur demon. Yeah, my problem with fighting this demon, why it was so hard for me, was my main character. Me, Plasma. I was the problem. Because if I was not part of the fight, and there were just, you know, my companions, without me, they killed him. If I was there, we couldn't kill him. You know why? Because that bastard was healing on me. I could not have tank forward because I cannot use a potion when he is not able. Because I'm a battle wizard. No, mage. How is it called? I forgot now. Not battle wizard. I'm not a wizard. Wizard Slayer. Because I'm a wizard slayer. I cannot drink a potion where he cannot take the life from me with the vampiric touch or whatever he has. I can't drink that potion. So he will always suck the health out of me. So me being on the front line was my biggest problem. Because every damage we did to him, he just healed back on me. So I couldn't kill him. When I removed my main character, I left her upstairs. I went down just with 5 ranged characters. We stayed in the ranged, we took him down, then my main character maybe could go down and help with, you know, is the end. But be really careful not to get sucked by him. And then it was easy, but when I had my main character there as a tank, I was like, he's not dying. I mean, what's going on? Can you show me how I find Sarevok? Every corner that I turn has a flaming fist knight to bother me. And if I kill, then my reputation downs and my companion leave me. I'm on that quest on the Trail of Sarvak. Basically, if you see a flaming fist somewhere, you have to run. Disable, you have this, I recommend you have this party AI on in the corner. I recommend you to put it off. That means that your companions will not attack without you or do anything. So put it off. And plasma got sucked. And just run. They will, or try to go a different way. Like sometimes they're patrolling a certain way, so try to go a different way. There are just not that many of them. I think it happened to me like on 2 places or something. But for example, you can go back to, you know, you escape from the prison, you can go back there. Because that's not flaming fist inside. There are some mercenaries or something, so you can kill them. So I was thinking I couldn't kill them, but you can go back to there. So I think it's just streets. Like on the streets you can find someone. But make sure about the party AI off. If you meet them, because they will attack you, but you can't attack them back. Or you can attack them back, that will not decrease your reputation, but you can't kill them. So you can injure them a bit. The quest says he's on the sewer, something like this. The sleep charm or hold the flaming fist and then ignore them. I just run, you know. I just run or I choose a different way. You know, in
At least do it faster.
you know, in the city you have wait, what's that? I can't press escape. Why is my escape not working?
We're all doomed.
You can come in the city from different direction, right? Like if you're in the north and you're approaching area under you in the south, then you will come from the north part to the south. If you're approaching from the east, then you will come from the different. So if you know where the flaming fist is, you can try to approach from a different direction to avoid them. At least that's what I was doing. I think that is this what they tell you, Havaka, like where you should go. Like think about the information, right? Like what you've got. Like there is something with sewers, but there is something about someone being sick, right? So you can investigate that. And well, this Iron Throne base also might have something. So there are like a couple of locations you can go to. And I don't know if it probably doesn't matter in which order you visit them. But you know that guy who got assassinated, right? But there is still one guy who is like alive. But, well, about the sewers and the brothel around the sewers, you learn from that guy who is sick. So that's how I found him, and then he told me about the sewers. So if you already know about the sewers, I guess someone told you too. I don't know if the same guy. I'm trying to save everyone. Oh, you don't know how to get to sewers. Well, there is like this sewer entrances like basically in every street. Like try to hover over it with a mouse. It will tell you like you can go down. They are very hard to see. I also didn't know about them. But there was one quest when there was people disappearing in sewers or something. But you can also access... Couldn't you also access the brothel from some inn? Jovial Juggler or something? I don't know if it was that inn. But I know that's how I went back. But who told you about the sewers? Well, what I did was that first I went back to the Flaming Fist building. You know, the one you escaped from? I went back there. That's what I did. Then I learned about the sewers, so then I went to the sewers. And then before going for the end part, I was going to the Iron Throne building. So I had like all the evidence, kind of. I don't know if I had all the evidence, but I wanted to have like as much evidence as I can before I, approach the final thing. So I went to the sewers, I went to the Flaming Fist building, there where you were arrested, and I went to the Iron Throne building. It was Blushing Maymare. Okay, that's a good suggestion. Yeah, I remember it was some kind of inn, but I didn't enter through there. I left through there. So it was like I was on my way out, and this guy was like, "Hey, if you want to be in this brothel, you have to pay like 10 gold or something." And I was like, "I am on my way out." Oh my. So then I figured that there was a different way. But when I was in that inn, I never really noticed that there was some entrance. But it was this one where they said that there can be a bit brutal things happening. Wasn't there some fight or something? Yeah, assassins are in the sewers, but what I was trying to tell him is that he learns this information if he goes to the Flaming Fist building. Because the Flaming Fist after the how was he called? Scar. After Scar got killed, they have a new person in charge there, right? So you can just go there because there is no Flaming Fist. There is some like mercenary someone. I didn't want to go there. I don't know if it was you, Drigan, who told me. I didn't want to go there because I was thinking that it would be Flaming Fist there, and if I kill them, that my reputation will go down. But there's actually not a Flaming Fist there. So you can go to the Flaming Fist building, and you can like explore there, maybe find something. Then you will learn there about the assassins. So you will have more like a story continuity than like someone tells you, hey, they are in the sewers, then you go there. But I also felt like, yeah, I told you they were mercenaries. Yeah. So I was thinking that maybe Hauka didn't want to go back there because was thinking that he would kill some of the Flaming Fists, but there are no Flaming Fists, they are mercenaries, so you can go and kill them. Go and kill them!
Haven't you got enough? Right, it's on me, is it?
Oh no! Go back, go back. Would have been disaster. So how about the
Yes,
disarming traps? Is it better for you? Are you able to disarm it now?
I'm not bothered. I'll get it in a minute, Gov.
Your need? Yes, dear.
Is it just me, or I don't really like her voice that much? I don't know. There's just something about her
Yes.
voice.
Hey there.
Hey there, it's me, Savannah. Like this. Oh, I don't know.
I'll get it in a minute, Gov.
I'm missing Imoen. Maybe like flirty, but not in a good way. Imoen has 104 on fun traps. Nice. You will definitely like it.
Life is so.
You know what I
hollow.
mean with her voice? It's just This kind of thing is like, maybe she's trying to have like this charming, sexy
bored.
voice, but for me somehow it works the other
May as
way.
well.
Yes, yeah, like seductive, but for me it doesn't work the seductive way like at all. I'm like, oh
Sweetheart?
my god, sweetheart,
Yes,
go
dear.
away from me. Oh. For me, it's like anti-seductive.
What do you want?
So I was
Right,
wondering
it's
if
on
it
me,
was
is it?
just me. Oh, restless spirits, gone, gone forever. Thieves! If only I could leave this place. Hail spirit, has someone defiled your tomb? My stuff! In life it was my constant companion, something to lean on whenever I went. Now it is gone, taken by foolish thieves who thought it magical. I sense it still nearby. If you're interested here, you must be on the... If you are entered here, you must be one of the Korlasz ancestors. Do you know anything about her? Korlasz, I know the name. Her mother was a wizard, her father a priest of Baal. When Baal died, she returned her worship to his former ally, Loviatar. Her faith focused on the return of Baal, though serves the Maiden of Pain only. I shall find your stuff, spirit. That you... Then you go. If you find my stuff, return it to my coffin, then I shall rest. Restless spirit, what is your stuff? You can change your original clothes color. I wonder if you can change your voice. Don't have the game open. You can change your own, but I think, but maybe not the companions. Because I like my own, but I don't like the shattered stuff. I should look for pieces of the stuff. I don't think that I've seen any pieces. Or at
Haven't you
least
got
I
nothing
don't
better to do?
remember.
I'll get it in a minute, Gov.
Maybe it will be more forward. Says that he sends it near. If there was just some pieces of stuff, I guess I wouldn't notice. But I guess that's with voices, like everybody has a different preferences, right? What is pleasant for you to listen to? No, it is this one, Safana I got.
Your need? Yes. Hey there. You want me? Sweetheart? Your need? Yes. I avoid temptation. Unless I can't resist.
I don't know, it's not my favorite voice, that's for sure. Maybe I will get used to it.
I'm not bothered. May as well.
There's a rope. You can go somewhere through the rope. But this voices is kind of interesting. I think it's the same for streamers, right? What people like
It's
to
a pirate's
listen
right.
to. Oh, some mercenaries here.
What do you want? Right, it's on me, is it?
Maybe they stole it. Halt! The task was guarding this device, and you shall go no further. You mercenaries? Perhaps we can cut a deal. Gotten this far, you won't be able to stop me. Prepare. Let's cut a deal. We already have a deal with Korlasz. We will fulfill the terms of our agreement. I admire your dedication, but are you prepared to die for your ethics? I have slain all your fellows. You are next on my list. Lee now and I promise to tell everyone you died carrying out the terms of your agreement. If anyone asks, which I doubt anyone will. I admire your dedication, but are you prepared to die for your ethics? When you put it like that, it does seem more prudent to take our leave. We will be thinking of joining the crusade forming up north. Rumor has it that they pay well. Carry on, we will leave you to your business. Haha! I scared them away! Woohoo! Well, anyone is better than Imoen. I like Imoen. But let's see, that is just the preferences. Like, everybody sees different things. Okay. That's really interesting. Like, thinking that how much I like playing with Imoen and how much
Hey
you would
there.
rather play
Right.
without a team than having an Imoen. It's interesting.
Haven't you got nothing better? May as well.
What? Why? Why do you guys hate Imoen? Why? Tell me. I need to know. Earn gold with your blade. Every coin you earn is food in the mouth of your family. Every enemy you slay secures your rank in the crusade. Sauer's crusade marches to the north. Shall you join them? Arm yourself and claim your first 10 days pay while supporting the cause of right. See a recruitment officer and start earning coin today! He's cringe. Well, isn't everyone then? It was said about the Safana, now it was said about Imoen. But but is it about the voices? You don't like the voices of them, or the things they say, or like everything? Oh, I'm curious if I will be like, oh my, I love how she's in the second one. You're like, I hate it. Please remove Imoen from the game. Yeah, but isn't she like really
Right, it's
young?
on me, is it?
Maybe did something. Well, I'm just not sure if I want to press this
You
just
want me?
yet.
Whatever you like.
Haven't you got nothing better? May as well.
Oh, it puts me into this room. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's an
May as
opinion
well.
too. Everybody prefers different things. Ah, it's okay. Definitely okay. Lucky with those traps. Yeah, I stopped like just right before. But this with these voices also like reminds me today, like I was watching some stream and that female streamer was watching some YouTube video of like the biggest streamer in my country. So obviously he's streaming in my, in my language. And I don't really watch these people who stream in my language that much, but sometimes I'm curious, like, what's going on
I'm
that
not
scene.
bothered. I'll
But
get
I
it in a
don't
minute, Gov.
watch it that much. Just more curious sometimes which way it's going and such. And he was this biggest streamer in my country with like thousands of subscribers and thousands of viewers, like maybe 3K viewers per stream. He was talking about Czech female streamers who streams only games. And he was like, I can't watch them. And I was like, okay, I didn't want to watch this stream for too long, but I want to listen to this. Like, why can't he watch them? It's like, I feel such a shame and awkwardness when I'm watching them. And I was like, this is getting interesting, like, why? Well, I don't want to sound sexist, and it's not sexist at all, but they have too high-pitched voices for me. I was like, okay. Well, I guess that's what female has sometimes. There's like a bit difference between men and women, right? And women usually have a bit more high-pitched voices than men. That's normal. I mean, I was just their fault. What can they do with it? And it was just so bad about it. I had to turn it off. Like, I was feeling bad because, you know, a lot of people look up to him. A lot of even like young people and such, and I think that he didn't really do anything good for the women which are already kind of in the background of the streaming. I don't know how is it worked, but I guess they're always in the background, right? Like the men are in the front and the females are like maybe in the pools. They have a lot of viewers, but I felt like he just made it worse for them. Yeah, I can't listen to them when they are like this high pitched, which most of them are too high pitched for me, so I just leave. I can't watch them. I'm like, please don't say that on stream. You're just hurting those poor Czech
What do you
women
want? I'll get it in a minute,
streamers.
Gov. Haven't you got nothing better to do?
I will recover. I will recover.
I killed it. I have no idea how the influences anything. It sounds just fine to us. I mean, it wasn't about me, right? Because he doesn't watch just me, because I don't stream in Czech. I only stream in English. But it just make me feel bad for those streamers he was talking about. Even though I don't know who he meant, but I don't know how is it worldwide, but
Though
I think
can't
that
see in the dark.
Czech
Still
big streamers usually don't really like people with cobalt moss. I think she wanted cobalt moss. I'm not mistaken. If he was a North America streamer, he would get destroyed for saying that. So maybe, I don't know guys, how do you think, but maybe it's just for the Czech Republic. Because I already heard that like years ago. Because we have this contest in the Czech Republic made by some big company, I don't even know what they do. I think they sell some energy pills for gamers or something. Energy drinks, energy pills, like... They promoted this like it's for gamers so you can game longer. And they make this contest, it's like every year or every second year, a phase of Czech Twitch. And they have these big streamers to decide who will be the next year's face of the Czech Twitch, and who will get like, I don't know, hundreds of subs from them, new computer, and I don't know, a lot of promotion. And I remember I was only watching it the first year. And I know that one of the streamers said, I will not give this woman any points because she has too high-pitched voice and I don't know her at all. And I felt like, okay, she has a high-pitched voice, it's normal. She sounded like a normal female for me, there was nothing wrong with her. So I felt kind of bad for her. And then he also said something like, I don't know her. And part of being judged in that competition is that the
Is there
do
nothing
1,
else
2
you should be
months,
doing?
1, 2, 3 months before, you should go to this channel of people who signed in, and you should watch them enough that you know each of them. So like argument in the end where he says, I'm not giving her any points because I don't know her. It's like, that's not her problem. That is your problem. You're not prepared. You were not watching her enough to know anything about her. So based on what you are judging this? Of course that no females were in the finals, so I felt really bad. I was like, I'm not gonna watch this
I'm not
anymore.
bothered.
So I don't even know who was the winner the next
Right,
years
it's on
because
me, is it?
sorry, but this just
What
feels
do you
like
want?
bullshit to me. I will not give her any points because I don't know her. Well, you didn't do your homework. You're a judge for this thing. So just go and watch for some time every streamer in the competition so you actually know something about them so you can judge them. How can you judge someone you don't know anything about? So I felt like it
Haven't
was
you
so
got nothing?
bad.
I'll get it in a minute, Gov.
And now you understand why I don't watch any chick streamers. Hello, Adam. I can't watch female streamers because they don't have big enough beard. Oh.
I'm not bothered. I'll get it in a minute.
No,
Gov.
I just get so disappointed in people sometimes. When I hear this, these things they have to say about.
Sweetheart, whatever you like.
What do you want?
This isn't
I can't hurt it.
Oh, that's a lot of monsters. We are probably
Haven't you got
going to
nothing better
suffer
do?
here a bit. We are in a bit of bad position, I think. Right.
Right, it's on me, is it? Haven't you got nothing? Right. it's
So
on
yeah,
me, is it?
that's just what I wanted to tell you guys because it's honestly a bit frustrating
What?
for me.
Yes, dear.
But maybe I'm putting a bit too much.
I'm not. Right,
Back.
it's on me, is it?
Maybe if you go back here, you can attack from far. I often cringe at people claiming male toxicity on things that shouldn't be here in the States, but that situation is definitely male toxicity. Maybe people like it, but I am thinking like if you have all this influence as a male, like he is the biggest influencer in our country, right? He has a lot of influence and I feel he could do so much good with it, right? So why does he destroy for these female streamers when he could be the other way? He could be like, hey, female streamers in the Czech Republic, they are pushed so back, you know, and they deserve so much more, so I will be supporting them. You know, something. Not like pushing them down even more, because he can. He has the power to do that, right? He wants to push them really down, he will. And a lot of people will follow that, because, you know, people are sheep, so... A lot of people are sheep. So they will just follow it, and they will push them with him. But it just for me feels so much wasted power which you could do good with. But I guess that's what they don't care. They have their millions, and they're like, oh, we can do whatever we want, we don't care. We don't care what is right or what would be nice
May as well.
to do.
Can I, if none are better?
Haven't you got nothing better to
I
do?
don't know. Maybe I'm too naive in these things too. That's not how the world works.
Right, it's on me, is it?
Yeah, you should use this influence in a positive way for the community. That's what I feel. But maybe it comes with age too. Maybe being like this biggest influencer on a platform for a country when you're like 24 is like he's not ready for it. So maybe it's being an asshole. And mostly kids watch him, I guess, or like young people, so they think it's cool. They want to be like him. Like setting a great example. Angry spirit.
We're all doomed.
The spirits hate fire, right?
Yeah.
But I probably also hate fire. Or maybe Lyra can make some of her magic.
Nature's servant awaits.
Summon some monsters.
I can't hurt it!
Yes, O omnipresent authority. As you direct.
I can't hurt it!
What do you want?
Yes?
Resisting me. Need to try something else. Resisting me. Need to try something else.
Haven't you got nothing better to do? I'm not
Oh,
bothered.
is something happening to me? Ability score drained. Guess that can be removed. We are all old and vice plasma.
What do you want? I'll get it in a minute, Gov.
Oh. Have enough? Did I pick up from here? Oh yeah. Okay. And that's probably why.
Haven't you got nothing better to do? Right, it's on me, is it?
Guess I have to wait for it to go away or I can't move around. So yeah, sometimes I get these feelings after watching something. That's probably why I should not really be watching anything. I always get so frustrated.
I'm not bored. Right, it's on me, is it?
But how everything has to be super competition and... Was this woman in one of those rooms? And how also a lot of these things are about talking shit about other streamers to make yourself look better. I think I got her thing. Don't walk away, woman.
Hello again.
I happen to take some of the cobalt moss you wanted. I will give it to you for appropriate compensation. Probably give me something. That's yes, the potion is ready. The party has lost an item. I'm curious, what exactly are you going to use this potion for? I suppose you will do no harm. I want to apply the potion to a rare tome hidden away in Candlekeep. Take Andrew to my childhood home? You were raised in Candlekeep, you say. Tell me more. It was a quite peaceful childhood. I learned a great deal and always felt safe. And did the monks there raise you? The monks couldn't trace the heads from whether the book absorbed their attention if given. A man named Gorion cared for the trouble. After that, I went on my own. He was the closest I ever had to family. You've never been back? Once. It was unpleasant. I made my peace there and haven't returned since. Very dramatic, yes. I could use some advice. I wish to visit Candlekeep and view Netherese tome. There are secret writings about it, upon its pages. My potion will reveal. But I lack a book of great value with which to gain entry. It seems to me that enhancing an existing volume by revealing hidden texts is almost like giving them a book, yes? Do you think such an argument would carry water with the gatekeepers? I'm not sure it will work, but you can try. I know my chances are slim, but a letter from you endorsing my offer might help. As it happens, I have a draft of just such a letter here. I was hoping Grand Duke Chanath might sign it, but a daughter of Candlekeep would surely have a great influence. Sure. I don't know, Amon. Sure. We will try. Oh, thank you. I will leave for the advance. Here, take this as a small token of my appreciation.
I count myself lucky to be part of such a group.
Oh, got an achievement for that. And we got some hunt.
What do you want? May as well.
So yeah, we got that one right. Shattered stuff. Fireworks secret. Mami's orders. The first step is to defeat Korlasz. Maybe we should go down the same way. Might be a shortcut. So yeah, that was just, I was thinking about the high pitched
Gather your party before venturing forth.
I'll get it in a minute, Gov.
Heya, how are things going? No surprise there. Talk to the Flaming Fist healer. We'll follow behind you. I've got your back.
Yeah. There's the healer. Yeah.
You have my greetings, faithful one.
Let's heal the babies. We have so much money, so make sure for that. Maybe we should sleep at some point to renew our spells, but oh no, it's
on me,
okay.
is it?
Go forward.
Sweetheart? Right.
So
I'm not
far, so
bothered.
good.
Right, it's on me, is it?
Yes, dear.
I count myself lucky to be part of such a group.
Damn you. Damn you and all you defend.
Okay, damn you, Plasma Wasp, damn you and all you defend. It's over, Korlasz. Surrender yourself and your troops and dismiss your undead servants. Will you surrender? It's all about the only chance you have. Make sure your people surrender too, and get rid of the Bone Boys. I would happily be thrice damned to Nessus if I could take you there with me.
Everything was going to be different. Sarevok was going to change the world. I gave everything to his cause, and you destroyed it all.
Your knee. Whatever you like.
Elfana, go back.
What do you want? Right, it's on me, is it?
Life is so hollow.
We send some spiders first.
Give me something to do.
You've a task.
Why is she taking damage?
Distract me. Whatever you want.
Our quest is vain.
I am defeated, as Sarevok was. He was going to change the Sword Coast forever, and I was going to be a part of it.
So dramatic.
Now all that is left is dust and ruin. I and my followers surrender.
Drop all your firemen and go. The Flaming Fist will escort you to your new quarters. Korlasz, loyal servant of Sarevok, gives up? No, there is a battle. One way you leave this place, and it's not. Drop all of your items and go. The Flaming Fist will over your quarters.
So be it. Rot in a cell or rot in a crypt, it makes little enough difference.
You did it! I knew you would. I wish I could have helped you out, but my magic still needs some work. A lot of work.
The important thing is I've triumphed and you and I are safe.
I suppose so. Are you ready to leave now? This place gives me the shivers.
Not yet, I want to look
The
around.
Flaming Fists and I are gonna head back upstairs using the rope we found. It's just south of here. It takes you right up to the entrance. We'll meet you there when you're ready to leave.
Woo! The end of Korlasz.
Haven't you got nothing better to do?
We're all
Hard so far.
doomed.
But I guess it's not over. Drop all of your items and go. What I said.
I'm not bothered. Right, it's on me, is it?
Life is so hollow.
Small tip, make a separate save before you leave this place. Yes, I will. But I still have quests here, so I guess all the quests I got here I have to still give away.
What do you want?
So that's what I want to do.
Haven't you got nothing better to do? I'm not bothered.
Well, I mean, you said that this is going to be for like 10 streams. Of course I was thinking that this is not gonna be over. Just don't like that you can't stack.
Huh?
I'm a woman, not a pack mule. I dropped it.
Yeah, that's exactly what you are, a pack mule. I dropped it.
Me?
I'm a woman. I'm not a pack mule. Vocalize. The recipients of the spells can cast spells with a verbal component without having to make any noise, so long as the casting takes place entirely with the spell. The verbal requirement of spell is deleted. Spell has no effect on other noises or speech. It simply removes the spell verbal component. The spell is of great use when quiet is desired in a spell casting or the silence. We don't have that spell, but
What do you want? I'll get it in a minute, Gov.
Our quest is vain.
Point me where you want me to go. Yeah?
yeah, we want all these special arrows.
I'm a woman, not a pack mule. I dropped it.
Haven't you got nothing better to do? I'll get it in a minute, Gov.
The glowing crystal structure stands atop an altar, filling the room with an eerie light.
Yes,
Yes, dear.
You guys go a bit
I'm not
back.
bothered. May as well.
It could be dangerous
What do you want?
to open these
I'll
things.
get it in a minute, Gov.
Hey there.
Hey,
Whatever you
Dad.
like.
Whatever you like. Ornate headpiece. Yeah, we have to do something with the inventory. Well, she is kind of
As
empty.
you direct.
She should probably take most of the things. We don't need boards. We don't have anybody who is using them, so. Huh. There was a piece of a stuff.
Yes, oh omnivore the group.
I wonder if there are places I still haven't found, or if the pieces of stuff were not there because I didn't have the quest.
Haven't you got nothing better to do?
I guess
I'll
one
get
of
it in a minute,
those.
Gov. I'm not bored.
I
I'll
don't
get
think
it in a
that I
minute, Gov.
found any other. Maybe get some piece of the stuff from that one guy.
May as well.
I don't know how many pieces are there, but this guy wanted peace. Maybe he will give me something in return.
You return, and all is silent again. I give you this. As a living man, was among my most prized possessions. Now it is useless to me. Now return from whence you came, and I shall return once more to my grave, to darkness, to dust.
I got some medium shield.
What do you want? I'll get it in a minute, Gov.
He didn't have it there. I still have to find some
You must gather your
parts of the stuff. Close that other quest. But I found only one part of the stuff so far.
gather your party before venturing forth.
I'll get it in a minute, Gov.
Maybe I've seen it somewhere before, I just didn't pick.
Is it just me, or is it a little damp in here?
Guess I will just check all these. There's something here, broken weapon.
Haven't you got nothing better to do? Right, it's on me, is it?
But I feel like maybe it would look a bit more special. I should look for other pieces of this stuff. Armor is not the piece. Oh wait, wasn't there something here? Wooden stuff. Okay. I think that was it.
I'm not bored. I'll get it in a
I didn't
minute,
pick
Gov.
it up before because I didn't know either. It should close the last quest, I think. Curious what will happen when I will be out. We will get like a new big map. Be exciting. Bus is probably not gonna.
Though I can see in the dark, I still prefer the surface. Problem?
You've a task, 'tis good as done.
Place the stuff fragments upon the distant remains within sarcophagus and hidden. As a hidden compartment opens, gems spill out, glittering in.
What do you want? May as well.
Have some cheese.
I'll do it.
Haven't you got nothing better?
I have been rewarded. So now if I look at it, finished. Sarevok's secret. I should watch for an old temple of Baldur on my travels. Rise of Sarevok. Yeah, I think I'm able.
I'm not bothered. Right, it's on me, is it?
I will save as Dragon said, but I will first climb up. So I'm kind of closer.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
May as well.
Get as close as we can before saving. Well, I would consider resting, but at the same time, if I can run, if it's okay. You safe. I'm after you.
What do you want?
I
I'll
guess
get it in a
this is
minute,
it.
Gov.
We've done what we
Let's
came to
return to
do.
the
Time to head back to the
Palace.
palace for a well-earned rest, don't you think? Thank you gods, it's done. It's over. It's finally over. Sarevok's allies are all dead, or awaiting the noose. What will you do now?
Whatever the city and Sword Coast requires of me. First I'm going to sleep for a week, then another week, then a month. After that I'll probably have a nap. Always done, seek new ways to expand my power. First I'm going to sleep for a week.
I'm glad you're alright. I worry about you.
I worry about you too. If I were to lose you, I don't know what I would do.
Let's never find out, alright?
Korlasz is defeated, and the last of Sarevok's influence died with her. Your foster father, Gorion, has been avenged. With the exception of your friend Imoen, those who helped you thwart your half-brother's schemes drift away from you, returning to their lives. For the first time since you left Candlekeep, you have the opportunity to reflect on the astonishing turns your life has taken. Though you are fettered by the rulers of Baldur's Gate, a sense of unease plagues you. You can't help but hear the rumors, the whispers that you share the same dark blood as Sarevok. Some hint you killed your half-brother, not for the good of the city, but so you could usurp his place and his power. For the moment, however, your persecutors' voices are drowned out by an ever-growing number of others with more immediate concerns. Every day, more refugees driven from their homes by the servants of Kalar Argent arrive at the city gates. Many have stories of the Shining Lady's grace. All have tales of her followers' wrath. A 10-day after Korlash's defeat, you retire to your chamber in the Ducal Palace, your thoughts troubled. You wonder what effect Kalar's crusade will have on Baldur's Gate, little knowing how close at hand the answer is.
Hey, you awake? It's me, Emmeline.
What is it? Is everything alright? I know who you are. No, I'm not awake. I'm awake now.
Good. I need to talk about what's going on. Maybe I'm just jumpy because of what's been going on in the city. There's so many people here running from that crusade in the north. I thought I heard noises outside my room. I was worried something was happening.
We have been through much of a late, but we have prevailed. We can't fall victim to fear now. We are in the Ducal Palace. If something bad happens, this is about the safest place we can be. Noises? What kind of
Footsteps,
noises?
maybe muttering. It was probably just a servant. Hells. Now I feel silly.
I don't feel like we are safe in some.
Wait, there it is again. Did you hear that? I'm gonna go check it out.
Don't go anywhere, you will just get killed. I should look for the treasure.
Haven't you got nothing better to do?
Thing said I should look for a treasure. Should watch for an old temple of Baal. I should look for the treasure or Philus in the Ducal Palace basement. Mr.
Right, it's on me, is it?
I have my stuff here. Great. I guess that's all my companion's stuff. The wealth you accumulated since departing Candlekeep has been stored in the palace basement by the treasurer of Philus. Presenting this receipt meticulously inscribed on delicate parchment will allow you to withdraw your gold. Personal note has been written at the bottom of the receipt. Dear Plasma, as I have not heard otherwise, I'm guessing the chest I had delivered to your quarters to store your friend's equipment is getting the job done. Please do let know if it isn't, and I will have another sent to you immediately. Regards. I mean, if I get some companions, we can come back for this stuff, I guess. I don't really need it myself. I'm alone again. That's why I told you to save, cause you don't get the gear they had equipped, so if you want some of it, you can load and unequip what you... Well, I mean, not for myself. But I don't know if they can keep it, like... If they're coming back, well, maybe I want it for them. Well, I don't know. I mean, then maybe I should just go back. Before I do anything else. Because, like, I can't wear his thing, but I spend a lot of money buying his robe. For myself, I don't think there's anything better I could equip. Be sure. Okay, so... Traveler's robe is quite common. Yeah. Greatest, they don't have the greatest inventory space. I wish it was dropped even with the thing. I think it's kind of bad that it doesn't. Well, I mean, obviously I don't need that skull, right? Probably don't need Lock of Nymph's hair anymore. That was for the main game. Probably don't need these keys anymore. Right? Taking inventory space. Yeah, I don't really like it, to be honest. Great at all. Never really know. I feel like I want to keep everything. It's like you never really know what you will need. This row. Not usually around.
I can't carry everything. Had to drop it.
Even the bullets are kind of like rare, you know. Spans. You don't need the darts. Need more space. Definitely this rope. Legacy of Masters. I don't even know about this idol. I mean, I guess I will drop it too. I have been having it for so long time because of the storm. Finish the main game with it, didn't get anything. Maybe I just leave it here. Here is also like difficult. I guess bottle of wine. I might not use any of those, but it kind of feels special. +5 versus.
I'm a woman, not a pack mule.
I can't carry
I
everything.
dropped it.
Had to drop it.
like to be making decisions, but I want to drop. Drop the darts. Oh, potion of strength. I can probably just buy some. Memorize one extra spell. Hello, gnome. Welcome. We are just doing some inventory management. It's really needed. Oil of speed. We have so many oil of speeds. Plasma scream! Yeah, because I lose the items I have equipped on my characters. I just keep what they have in the inventories. So I'm trying to move to inventory things I want to keep. I never used that. Wand of sleep. Maybe we could...
I'm a woman, not a pack mule. I dropped it.
Find some.
I'm a woman, not a pack mule. I dropped it. I'm a woman, not a pack mule. I dropped it.
You know, if it's the same type. What is this? Armor class versus crashing attacks. There is that bow. It's just 3. I will not carry 3 with us, I think. Take the bow. We never use these amulets anyway. I'm always carrying with them, never really use them, so... Behind. Fighting.
Sorry, I can't hold that much. I dropped it.
Like, we need more companions. Drop that. Yes, we will probably pick up our own items. Fire resistance. So, Gnome, how are you doing today? I want a healing potion. Maybe I don't also need the key ring. Probably. What is this armor class? This is the fire resistance ring and some... Tour. How are you doing? Good, thanks. Home office day. Nice. That sounds really nice. I'm doing quite well, I would say. Just trying to decide what I want. I want to keep. Because like I will lose some things. This sword definitely. Oh, that doesn't make me very happy.
Had to drop it.
So I will lose what they have on themselves. Slink +1 we can probably get somewhere. It's not so rare. Okay, there's some cloak of random arcane score level 3. Really use these things. Bullets we will probably collect.
I can't carry everything. Had to drop it.
You move the F. I don't really use the Bands of Fear that much. Doing pretty well. Just don't like the inventory management too much, and now I have to do a lot of it. So you can imagine how I struggle. Sleep. Ah, can just use sleep spell, right? I think that is. I really seriously don't know anymore. I guess I keep what I have on my main character. I think that I made a decision and go.
Haven't you got nothing better to do?
I
I'll get
guess
it in a
this is
minute,
it.
Gov.
We've done. Thank you, gods. It's over. It's finally over. I'm glad you're all right. I worry about. Let's never find out, all right?
So do you also play Baldur's Gate?
Korlasz
I'm on the
is
siege of the
defeated,
Dragonspear
and the
right
last of
now.
Sarevok's influence died
We
with
already
her.
heard this. Because I just realized that I am not keeping the items what my companions had on them equipped, but only what they have in the inventories, so... And now we are able...
Good. I need to talk about what's going on. Maybe I'm just jumpy because of what's been going on in the city. There's so many people here running from that crusade in the north. I thought I heard noises outside my room. I was worried something was happening. Footsteps, maybe muttering. It was probably just a servant. Hells. Now I feel silly. Wait, there it is again. Did you hear that?
I don't hear anything. No, I hear nothing. That okay.
I'm not bothered.
So it says that my money should be... And...
do you want? I'll get it in a minute, Gov.
Here is all the items they had. Healing. I'm back. Welcome back, Deacon. When I get companions, we can go back for equipment. Healing. Yes, I cannot use belts. Oh, we will come back later. I think I'm fine for now. Let's see what companions I will get.
Something's happening. There are people here. Help me. Keep back.
No!
I'm warning you. Come any closer and I'll...
Cut her down.
No! Imoen!
The hero is here. Take them.
Imoen!
Are you here? The palace is under attack and... Oh,
Corvin.
hells.
No, Imoen is dead! No! Oh, Imoen.
You alright?
I will live, but my friend Imoen requires aid. A healer should be here soon.
Forgive me. I'm Shale Corwin, Captain, Flaming Fist. Enemy forces penetrated the palace. I tried to reach you before they did, but... well...
You did what you could and I thank you for it. Is everyone else safe? My friend is hurt. Probably like to hear the story of my best friend wasn't dying. Yeah, see, Drigan, I have to say I would probably like to hear the story if my best friend wasn't dying.
Fenster, the palace cleric, is working his way up, assisting the wounded as he goes. Your friend doesn't look too bad.
What? He looks horrifyingly bad.
Best not to risk it. I'll find Fenster and get him up here.
Imoen, are you here, girl?
She is here, Grand Duke Janath, but she needs help.
Let me see her.
Save
Fenster
her!
and the other healers are dealing with the wounded downstairs. I've some knowledge of the healing arts and a few potions. Perhaps I can be of assistance.
Yeah, more actions, less talking, woman. You have to save my Imoen. So Drigan can't say die, bitch. Duke Jana, what is it all about? Whatever you can do to help Imoen, please just let me know how I can help.
The assassin's blades are coated with a mystic poison, but I believe I can save her.
What can I do to help?
The best thing you can do right now is accompany Captain Corwin downstairs and ensure the palace is secure.
Of course, milady. I'll give you a moment to recover yourself and await you on the second floor.
Imoen lies still on the floor, her chest rises and falls. She lives. That is all you can be sure of for now. It will have to be enough. You have to save her. Save her. There's nothing you can do to help here, Plasma. Go downstairs to speak with Duke Elton. Save her! History of Waterdeep. Story of Anne. I found something here, parchment. Inside a folded piecement of parchment is a passingly accurate rendering of the face of Plasma, hero of the Baldur's Gate. Healing potions. Hopefully I can trust you, Leela. Janeth. So many assassins.
Who's in for it now?
2 arms. There are more assassins about.
It's good that I am no squishy. Wait, this is the place where I was playing a tutorial. I remember this place. That's where I did my tutorial. It doesn't matter if there are more. Day 2 will fall, I believe so.
The council will want to know you're all right. We should get downstairs. Let's go.
Right, it's on me, is it?
Give me my bottle of wine. 2 bottles of wine. Oh, here are the assassins. Oh, you are one of those. One of those? Wine lovers. I mean, I wouldn't mind to drink some cold beer right now. That would be also really nice. It's cold beer. Wait, it says downstairs,
well.
not upstairs.
Right, it's on me, is it?
Let us begin. You know your host, Duke Belt, and Grand Dukes Eltan and Entar Silvershield, I believe.
Know your host, Duke Belt, and Grand Duke Elton and Entar Silvershield, I believe. Wasn't Duke Belt in the final? Was the guy I saved? Wasn't? I think it was Belt. I'm glad to see you all alive and well. Assassins tried to kill me that night. Let's dispense with the pleasantry. And Duke Silvershield, weren't you? Forgive me if this is indelicate. Weren't you killed? Who is the young lady? I'm glad to see you all alive and well. Who's the young lady?
Surely you recall my daughter Ski? Pay her no mind.
Why?
What do you know of the so-called Shining Lady, Kalar Argent?
Not as much as the commander of the Flaming Fist, I would wager. With what I know and 2 coppers, I could buy an ale at the Lowlander. It's what Trigan would say. Why do you ask? Not as much as the commander of the
I
Flaming
examined
Fist.
the body of one of the assassins. A sun cresting the horizon was branded upon his forearm.
A symbol of Kalar Argent and her cursed crusade.
Crusade is in Baldur's Gate? I thought they were only active north of the Winding Water.
They were. Something has changed.
He came closer.
The Crusade has disrupted trade all along the Sword Coast. Hundreds, thousands have been driven from their homes, their fields and storehouses ransacked. Some weeks ago, we dispatched 100 Flaming Fists to join with soldiers of Waterdeep and Daggerford and march on Kalar's stronghold, Dragonspear Castle.
It won't be enough. The Crusade's ranks have swelled. After the Iron Crisis, the Fists are already stretched perilously thin. Even so, we're sending every sword we can muster north.
We would have to you join them. The hero of Baldur's Gate is once again called upon to defend the city. I stand ready to answer that call. I nearly died saving it from Sarevok. Why should I tempt fate and death twice? I care nothing for the city seller or her wretched crusade. I stand ready to answer that.
Excellent. I knew our faith in you was not misplaced.
Plasma Wasp, you should say. Why don't you use my name?
There is one other thing you should know. I took this parchment from one of the assassin's bodies. It's a passable likeness of you. I'm sure you'll agree.
I found one just like it, so I was the assassin's target. Sailor sent the killers after me in the Ducal Palace, but I'm so very lovable. The blade that felled Imoen was meant for me. Shining Lady will pay for this. When does the expedition leave? Found one just like it, so it was the assassin's target.
You need not go alone. The Fist shall back you, and more as well, if you wish. I know the whereabouts of your old allies. Some of them, anyway. The captain here can escort you to them.
Captain Corwin, I can think of no better companion. So we are headed to the nearest tavern, I presume. As I've already had one attempt on my life this night, I will permit it.
Spoken like someone who barely knows me, but I'll take what compliments I can get and do what I can not to change your mind. When you're ready to leave, go to the palace's main doors. I'll await you there.
You're doing Baldur's Gate a great service. We'll not forget it.
May as well.
Still no companions. Duke Elton was the poisoned one in the Flaming Fist.
Hello, I am glad to see you well.
And you tell me how far
The
Simo went.
intruder's weapons were poisoned, but Timora smiled upon us. The poison was weak and fatal only to the weakest of victims. Imoen's heart beats much stronger than that.
Woo!
It's worrisome
Imoen!
that the palace was so easily penetrated, and to learn that Kalar's reach extends this far beyond the winding water.
What do we know of her plans?
Precious little. She claims herself an instrument of the gods, which gods are a matter of some debate, on a divine mission. As to what that mission is, it is as countless as the mouths that praise her and those that curse her. I am glad we had a chance to speak before you depart. But now, I must go. There are many demands on my time. If I do not attend to them, their number will only grow. Farewell.
My happiness was short-lived. Well, I mean, she's not going to be with me, right? So I guess it's okay.
You remember me. Surely you do.
Of course, guys, but why are you here? As I recall, you were kidnapped when last we spoke. I'm afraid not have we met. I don't think that I've met her before.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought... I don't know what I thought. Well, I'm Ski. It's nice to meet you. I heard you talking to Daddy and the other dukes about Kalar. Are you going to Dragonspear?
Planning lady and I have a business to have settled.
Daddy hasn't told you everything. Did he mention he thinks Kalar might be one of Baal's children? Yeah, I thought not. We can't talk here. I'll tell you more later.
Baldur's Gate awaits Plasma. Apparently some former companions awaits me as well. I would like to get my gold before we leave, and I'm eager to walk as Rest Street once more. I can't keep waiting. I'm ready. Duke Percy Phileas has been holding it for you. You will find him in the basement near the treasure room. If not actually inside it, I will be here when you return. Tell me about the companions you located. There is a bard called Garrick and a pair of ne'er-do-wells named Safan and Koran. They're at the Elfsong Tavern. The witch Dinah Hare and her bodyguard Minsk are staying at the Three Eggs. Oh, finally I can get the hamster lover. So Safana, Koran, Garrick, Dinah Hare, and a monk named Rashad is currently working at the Iron Throne building. Council made it a refuge for those fleeing sailor. And we've got someone named Tiax locked up at the Flaming Fist headquarters. I guess Rashad was monk. I guess monk would be interesting to have. Where is our Khalid and Jaheira? Gorion wanted them to protect me. Reports we have received put them up north, enjoying some time to themselves after the Iron Crisis. You couldn't find Nira, the wild mage? She's hard to miss. Just look at the nearest burning anything. We did receive some reports of unseasonal fires near Borskir Bridge. I can't recall hearing of anything similar recently. What about... You can't locate Viconia de Veer? I'm not surprised. We found a drow and in company of a Durgar, no less. They've been hired onto the Dragonspear expedition. You will see them in the morning, should you wish to speak to them. But, well, nothing about Zan. We'll want to visit Sorcerer's Sundries, then I can get you there. Be more about companions located. Where's my money? So I guess we will see who we will get, but if we don't get them here, well, I hope that we will be able to go back and get the items. Alice.
You are welcome here.
I'm too depressed to talk right now. Give me a moment, please. I need to... Try to cheer Josel up. How do you want to... Reports are coming in by hour now. Words disaster homes put to the torture. Building Baldur's Gate with gods known how many more on the way. Where did these shepherds come from? From the north. Sailors Crusaders already taken Dragonspear Castle. Bridgeford will fall soon, it has already. The adventurer Darius Dragonspear built a castle on the edge of the high moor, midway betwixt Baldur's Gate and Waterdeep. He died ages ago. It's been a ruin for years, with only monsters and bandits going near it, until the Crusade took it and as their base. You can't even ask about Zan, no one cares about him. Life is so hollow. No one cares about the depressed one. Spoke of a place called Bridgeford. Aye, it's a settlement next to Borsker Bridge during the time of troubles. Cleric of Baal battles each other's there. The water west of Bridgeford has been fought, drink ever since. Perhaps you're right, maybe we can. Are there so many refugees? The Crusaders are doing a lot of damage to settlements up. Sort of damages. They march south. The Crusaders demand food, weapons, and other supplies from settlements they encounter. What isn't volunteer, the Crusade takes by force. Farms, villages, even small towns. Those who resist are driven out, but the Crusade recruits as many as they displace. Veterans who cleared out Dragonspear Castle 10 years past, when devils poured out of it across the land, are eager to find a new cause. And those whose fortunes were lost to the Iron Crisis are desperate for any hope. The Crusade grows every day. As they march south, the Crusades demand food, weapons. I have brothers in the north who are missing. Thanks to the Crusade, I can't stop thinking, wondering what's happening or happened to them. Dwelling on it keeps you from taking action here. Honor them by not giving in to despair. It actually makes me feel better. Perhaps I will see my brothers again. I got something. I made him happier. He gave me some stuff. Lower plus 10 and charges abilities friends once per day.
Haven't you got nothing better to do? Right, it's on me, is it?
How are you holding up?
Well enough, sir, and you?
After Saravok's defeat, I had hoped for peace, but it was not to be. I grow too old for this sort of thing. Once it would have excited me, now I am simply weary. A Kalashite monk once told me, every night is dawn's herald. The trick is to hold on to the memory of light until the darkness breaks.
They call the sailor the Shining Lady. She fancies herself the light that will break the darkness. I have been called many things in my time, Plasma, but my mother was no dog. Names are just words, and words can be twisted. However a sailor or her followers try to justify their actions, they are disrupting commerce throughout the Sword Coast, and our people suffer for it. You could withstand the forces aligned against her. Is it the people who consider or the commerce?
Let us hope Kalar Argent isn't one of them.
Kalar
As pleasant
Argent.
as it is to speak with you, I am required elsewhere right now. Oh, if you do venture into the city, be sure to take Captain Corwin with you. A talented officer, that one. She'll take care of you.
Okay. Well, I hope I will be able to come back, because it's not like I can carry all the items.
Yes, what does the hero of Baldur's Gate need of me?
How are you, sir? How is Ski?
Better now that she is no longer under the sway of that noxious pig dog Eldoth. But only a little better. The girl is determined to vex me. She throws herself into the jaws of the world, not realizing the dangers awaiting there. I fear it will take extreme action on my part to prevent tragedy befalling her. So it seems to me, at least. I am sure she would tell a different tale were you to ask her.
I will not say that, because I may do that for now. I will ask what you know of the situation up
I
north.
have scattered reports, rumors, conjecture. It is said the crusade holds sway from the high moor to the winding water. The high moor and misty forest are Kalar's, as are the Serpent Hills and most of Trollbark Forest. She has much of the Troll Hills too, but even she avoids Warlock's Crypt, so far at least. After her attack on you, I think her bold but reckless, willing to attempt anything to further her agenda, whatever it is. But for now, you must excuse me. The council must see to the city as you see to Kalar. Timora favor.
Interesting accent.
You are welcome here.
I guess we should be going more down. Oh, this is the tutorial area, like, exactly. There were
May
even
as well.
enemies in here. I had to fight. Where I was practicing how to... Are we fighting? Never, I will not be imprisoned again.
You are the one who delivered me to this hell.
Your own crimes brought you this, Korlasz. You conspired with Sarevok against the city. You must be punished for that. Although your latest resident was a Crypt, Ducal Palace looks like a step up to me.
I was surprised when I was taken to the palace and not to the jail. Now I know it was so the dukes could torment me in private. Did you think I'd be treated fairly? Justly? I expected no mercy, but even I didn't expect this horror.
What is this? You claim you've been mistreated, tortured?
You're nothing more than I expected. Pathetic. Now let us finish this.
I'm back, woman. Hit her. I could just catch her, you know. Oh, can you just attack her, please? Just keeps walking around. Hit her! Where are my boots? I should be faster than her. A bit laggy, like, I mean, come on, catch her. Yeah, but I mean, what are you supposed to do then? Not slowed anymore. There! Yeah, this is so much fun. And you can't even hit her because she's just running around. Oh my god. You have special boots and you can't even hit her. Hey, angry German. Okay, I guess I can take a bathroom break and come, and like 1 hour later maybe she will be defeated.
We're more than mercenaries.
Finally! Oof. It was nothing but tell me, who was that? What does the night have happened here? Did she have help or was she working alone? Or who was that? What does the night have happened here? Did she have help or was she working alone? It was just her, far as I can tell. The doppelganger is the only other prisoner down here right now. Its cell is still locked in, it had no way of communicating with Korlasz. We thought she was secured, her manacles were warded, her cell reinforced, and somehow she found the magical power needed to escape. Where is the laser? Laser is sitting next to me. You angry, angry German. Desperation is a powerful motivator. Best go and let your commanding officer know what happened here. Thanks, I've never had the detective she escaped had not told me as much. Go and let your commanding officer know what happened here. We will have to damn Captain MSC won't be happy about this. Korlasz is finished forever. Forever! Cell key. This is a standard key. Keys are used to open doors. Wow. How amazing. Is there someone out there? Who is in there? No one interested in speaking into President Dragonspear, whoever you are. Who is there? I'm an officer of the Flaming Fist. You've got to get me out of here. How did you get in there? I have a key that may open the door. Give me a moment. Do I really? And what's your freedom worth to you? I was told the only occupied cell there here was held by a doppelganger. I see. Very well then. Let us speak honestly. I have much to offer to you. If you give me my freedom. Free a doppelganger? Do you think me mad or just stupid? You will have to be more specific about what's your... Do you think me mad or just stupid? This is nothing I can offer you to let me walk free, then I guess we have nothing more to discuss. Wow, Kadra, you are an angry German now? Weren't you called something else? Something you didn't like after all? There is a little rows of grains, like 7 of water for some time. The stench of rot fills. How did you kill your old account? What did you do?
You are welcome here.
Brings you down to the past treasury this night. Well met, Ophelis. Embark upon a journey soon. I would like to withdraw my savings. You want your money, do you? If you be so kind. I don't know that I will take it all, but I would... Yeah, well, you see, here's the thing. In regards to your gold, there's a little problem. I don't exactly have it at the moment. What? That is troubling. A lot of effort went into acquiring that gold. It nearly cost me my life, more than once. I still don't know how it happened. The dog won every race. It was in the last 5-10 days. It should have won this one easily, but who brings their pet rabbit to a dog race? I mean, really? You bet my gold on a dog race? All of it? In fairness, I also bet all my gold on that race and lost that too. I can get the gold for you soon, very soon, I swear. Please don't tell Duke about this. I will lose my post. I won't tell Baldur. You will tell him yourself immediately. He needs to know what's happening down here. Oh no, please, please don't make me do that. How long will it take for you to recover what you've been lost? It's the right thing to do and I expect you to do it. Alright, I will take Duke Belt what I've done. That's fair, really. More than fair. Thank you, Plasma. You are merciful as you are wise. Once I've spoken to him, I will fetch your money and meet you outside the palace. Farewell. Bastard, he will get away with my money. I ended the Twitch contract and deleted the Cadre account by myself. I have a difficult time since last fall. This is my former second account, but since spring it is my main. Wait, you have a difficult time since last fall? Like stream-wise difficult, or...? Ways of opening the doors. And he lost it all, poor me.
I'll get it in a minute, Gov.
Hey, little derper.
Right, it's on me, is it?
Derper diaper. Ra-dee-dee-doo-doo. So you're not streaming anymore, Kadra. Well, Drigan, will I be able to return for my things? I don't have to take things now when I don't have companions, right? It's quite a lot of things to carry. So I kind of hope that I can... No, several unexpected deaths in family, the aftermath of legacy and stuff, not easy, hard time, no more than 1-2 hours free time a day since last fall. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Kadra. I hope that things got a bit better since. I think that these periods come sometimes. That when things start happening, a lot of things start happening at the same time. I stream maybe 2 times on this account. I see. Okay, I can come back again. Then I might not be taking all the things. We go back upstairs.
I'll get it in a minute, Gov.
My room.
I'll get it in a minute, Gov.
Hopefully she's not on the floor anymore. No, she's not on the floor anymore. She's in my bed.
I welcome you with outstretched hand.
Run needs rest now, Adapt. You could awake her even if you tried, but best for all if you didn't try. Leave us now. I think that I will leave here something. I think I will leave here... spell key. I can't use any. No, Dragon! I'm not gonna finish her off, you know I like her. Even if I didn't.
I'll get it in a minute, Gov.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
There's no party, it's just me! Stop saying that! I killed the account at the measure of my online contacts like you and the laser in Steam. I had to make a cut and reduce everyone to the absolute minimum. I'm sorry for that, I really am. I like you too so much, but I had no choice. I understand, I really do.
What do you want? May as well.
It actually did happen to me in the past. With some other people. Like, they had some really troubles in life, so they like deleted everything and left, and when things got better they came back. So I definitely experienced it already. I mean, I'm always glad when people return, and if they need time on their own, it's okay. I do understand that. If I needed that, then I would do the same. Like, it's not personal, that's what we have to realize. It's not about us. If someone needs more time alone, here's your chance to finish her off. Also, no diaper. But that's too dangerous with no diaper. You have to walk the streets once more. The flaming fist strike down a few more of your assassins, unfortunately beyond our reach. Why have you located? Stay close, the streets are shoulder to shoulder with people. It's a call post. Head out the door and I will follow you. Did that person set to Duke out and that he spent all of my money?
Greetings. How are you holding up? After Saravok's... A Kalashite monk once told me, every night is dawn's herald. The trick is to hold on to the memory of light until the darkness breaks. Let us hope, as pleasant as... Oh, if you do venture into the city, be sure to take Captain Corwin with you. A talented officer, that one. She'll take care of you.
Had I was gone, I didn't even notice. Oh no. Then now we're about to get a piece of control about love, emotions, family, legacy, etc. again, and well, here I am again. Well, welcome back. I hope you're not as angry as your name says. What does it say right now? Been assigned to help me task, Captain. Okay, where do we leave this place? Oh, I guess it is right here. Ooh, that's a lot of people. Wow.
The Flaming Fist is trying to keep the peace, but it's an uphill battle.
I'll get it in a minute, Gov.
It's a lot of people here. Well,
Haven't you got
Corvin
nothing better to do?
is really on my team. The name is just a meme. Plasma, there you are. Oh, I'm glad to see you. Ophilis, you're bleeding. What happened to you? What is this, Ophilis? I know you failed to fulfill your duty, but I can't believe Grand Duke Baldur would be so cruel in his punishment. It didn't go to Baldur. I wanted to get your gold back first. I had it, Plasma. I had your money. I get the money, Ophilis. Who did this to you? They were refugees fleeing the crusade. I heard one. She said they could return to the three-old kegs now that, oh god, that hurts. That it really hurts. Now that they have the gold to spend. Three-old kegs, I will start there then. Get in the palace and find a cleric. The streets aren't safe, especially for someone in your current state. You're a kind woman. Thank you. I will repay you. I swear. Just need a little. You need a little more, and some healing. Excuse me. Go, man. You lost all my monies, and you are bleeding.
In a minute, Gov.
Oh wow, this map looks different.
May as well.
I'm sorry. I've no goods left to sell.
You sold out entirely? Business must be good.
It's just been so busy with the refugees and all. Everyone seems to need twice as much as usual, and the crowds... Wait a moment. I know you. You're the hero of Baldur's Gate.
I'm called that, though the title is far too grandiose for what I've done.
You're the answer to a prayer. I have a bag of money, my day's earnings, to take to my moneylender. She's over by Sorceress Sundries. I was mugged twice trying to get to her yesterday. Could you take it over for me? I'd be so grateful.
Now isn't that something? Fancy the hero Baldur's Gate carrying your earnings for you.
Thank you. Here's the money bag. Please go straight to Sorceress Sundries. My moneylender works just across the street. Let me know when you're done.
Money. Like 50. Lovely night.
Never a calm spot. Never.
Isn't it? Yeah, very lovely.
I'm so tired.
I thought life couldn't get any worse when I lost my home. Let me tell you, that's the sort of thought you should never think. The gods take thoughts like that as a challenge.
Need a place to sleep? Step right up. Plenty of room inside. My doors are open to all. You've opened your home to the refugees and admirers act. We have a moral obligation to be generous and open-handed with these poor folk who have lost everything. The Shining Lady's rampage.
Generous? Open-handed? Ha! If we didn't lose everything before, we surely did after we enjoyed your hospitality.
What? He's stealing things from them? Silence, you ungrateful! I mean, not all the refugees are grateful as should be. No matter, I continue on my missions of mercy. Am I to understand that you profit from the refugees who stayed with you? Profit nothing. He takes every scrap we have left. Clothes, jewelry, trinkets we carried hundreds of miles. Doesn't matter, he takes it all. And those who have nothing get no shelter from him. Well, how am I to offer lodging without some sort of income? Feeding you lot isn't cheap. And the laundry bills, outrageous. I have nothing to be ashamed of here. You're wrong. These people are desperate. You're taking advantage of them. Oh, you are taking their things against their will? Probably rich. When you put it that way, perhaps I could charge less, a little less. I still have to feed this lot.
You call that slop food? 3 people up and left last night, figuring they'd have better luck getting a meal at the Iron Throne. And that was after they'd paid you your blood gold.
If you really want this lot fat, go to the Elfsong Tavern and get me some provisions from Lady Alif. But don't expect me to pay for it. Not 1 copper. Get along then. I could go to the famous headquarters and ask about Garashan, or I could go to the Elfsong. I have some options. As it says. Misfortune. I could go to Flaming Fist headquarters and ask about Garashan, or I could go to the Elfsong Tavern to secure more provisions for him. Well, I think I'm gonna take a short break. I have to go to the bathroom. This door has been securely barred from within, a small note being pinned. I can see. I mean, they need a place to so I will think about it. Okay, break time. I will be back. Orvik goes with me.
The 3 Old Kegs isn't far from here. There's a pair of Rishemi travelers staying there. Duke Eltan thought you might speak with them.
I wish it was like a new chapter, kind of. Might find potential allies in the 3 Old Kegs. I should see 3 Old Kegs for the people who attack Ophelis. Home started with some Sturgic all night and Bishop 1 all day. Nice.
I'll get it in a minute, Gov.
That is you must be really happy about the Bioshock thingy. He's playing it since you really like the game.
Keep a good distance now.
Oh God, why? What I'm going to do? What's going on in this? Didn't meant that. Me, my lady, are you alright? I mean, obviously not, but is there anything I can do to help you, or is the man, or the gentleman, is he dead? He's my cousin, a refugee. He came to the city to stay with me, but caught a fever on the road. He was so sick when he arrived. He lived only a few hours before he died, before he passed. Really sorry for your health. I said tale to be sure, but could you tell me why he is lying in that cart? Brought him to the temple, but the burial cost 100 gold. I'm 15 gold short. I don't want my cousin buried in a nameless pauper's grave. Is there anything you can do to help me? 15 gold is all you need. Here, take it. May it ease your grief and crying period. Seems strange that the temple would charge so much. Which temple did you visit? I would like to have a word with the administrators. Alright, this clearly isn't going to work. I might as well tell you the truth. The man in the cart is my late husband. He was a drunken brute. Life with him was a nightmare. We fought. I tried to run. He came after me and slipped, hitting his head on the hearth. You see the result before you. I would heard 100 gold could get a body taken care of at 3 old kegs. With the fist distracted by the refugees, I thought I might get away with it. Your lot has been difficult, but you do yourself no favor in trying to hide your crime. If a crime it truly was. To sound a bit more credible, I'm still not sure I believe you though. Sounds like a good riddance to me. Good luck taking out this threat. Your lot has been difficult, but you do yourself no favor in trying to hide your crime, if a crime it truly was. Please, don't report me. If one of the Flaming Fists officers heard my story, they would arrest me for sure. Just leave me in peace, please. You deserve to be rid of the violent man. Here, take this 15 gold. Dispose of his body and speak to no one else of this matter. No one should be treated as you were. I will not say anything to the Fist. I won't say anything to the Fist for a price. I make no promises. I am leaving now. What should we do? What should we do? You know, I'm obsessed with them. I remember day to make. I remember. Hey, Sheichku, ta-da-dee-dee-doo. Yeah, what's with your parek? I guess I will give her some money. Oh, thank you, my lady. You have made a rich life brighter that night. I will never forget this kindness. Farewell.
I'm so tired.
To go back home. Why should I know it? It's just Parek. So what's with your Parek? You have some Parek problems?
You're rather outlandish folk to be wandering round here.
Well, what did we got here? Some call me hero of Baldur's Gate. The concerned citizen. That right? Well, maybe you should just show off or you get hurt. And leave you to your larceny? I overheard you. I know you're searching for a target to rob. And you're offering yourself as a pick? Now that I think of it, you got the look of someone with a bit of coin in your pocket. That's right. You tell them, Louis. How about you hand over every copper you have and maybe we will let you go. Are you so blind you can see a skilled warrior when she stands before you? Think twice before challenging me. You wouldn't be the first band of thoughts. My kind isn't known for its patience or its weakness. Be gone, unless you would have me to tear you all to bloody shreds. Nuts and booties, you do not get a single coin from me. You were hoping you would say that. Get her! Goodbye! You bullies. Had no money on them. And maybe if we sell some of these things, we will earn some money. I'm happy because I can watch Discovery again. Welcome to the Three Old Kegs. Step through this door and experience one of the finest inns Baldur's Gate has to offer. Must be drumming up quite a bit of business. Oh yes, the streets are packed with refugees looking for lodging. The Iron Throne Builds offers temporary shelter to those who can't afford rooms for themselves. I'm here to let those that can know the Three Old Kegs offers excellent quality at a fair price. This crusade may be bad for the Sword Coast, but it's been a blessing for us. Work does get a bit tiring though. I wonder if I could ask you a favor. What is it? I have been shouting out here for hours. My voice is starting to go. If you are going inside, would you ask Katira to send a drink out for me? Consider it done. Thank you. She's inside somewhere, usually the main floor. I think I must return to work now. Drink, drink, drink. Go inside.
I'll await you here until you're ready to go.
Very well. Where is that? Where are Danaya and Minsk? You need a drink? I need a drink. Join me for a drink. I like the way you think. Let's go. And drink together.
So, the hero of Baldur's Gate. Tell me about yourself.
Oh, Plasma, the woman miss of the Baldur's Gate. Tell me about yourself. I would rather know about you.
What would you like to know?
How did you come to join the Flaming Fist?
Ah, well, therein lies a tale, but it's a long one. My father, Audemar, was a fist. You could say I followed in his footsteps.
Many children emulate their parents, not me, thankfully. Say, what are your thoughts on a sailor? It's a curious way of putting things. You obviously followed the footsteps you enlisted.
I did, eventually. But it took me a long time to recognize the value in my father's example. When I was younger, I ran a bit wild. It took a lot of strength and patience on my father's part to set me on the right path. Things would have been much different for me if he were a lesser man.
Sounds like Duke Enter could take a lesson from your father. Well, share many stories you care to share. It's good to have people you can trust in your life. What are your thoughts on Sailor? About many stories.
Let's keep things professional. For now, at least. Drink up.
Drink up.
We've things to do and precious little time in which to do them.
Share to drink with Captain Corbin.
Right,
More
it's
wine?
on me, is it?
I'll not have any more myself, but you're decent enough company for the most part.
For the most part?
Take it as a compliment.
You are a woman of a refinement and a taste.
You noticed. Good eye.
You seem pretty observant yourself.
Don't look too hard. You might not like what you see. Let me know when you want to leave. Finished? I'm ready to head out when you are.
Give me beer, go away. Silla.
You are welcome.
Greetings, hero. Good night. Any drink specials for heroes tonight? I'm not in the mood for small talk. Night. And can I get for you? Let's see what you have. Glass. The alcohol? I think so. Talk to the bartender or one of the captains if I want to put a stop to the fight. Stop, stop, everyone calm down. You there, you're the healer of Baldur's Gate. That's a little bit of grunt. I only did what anyone would have done. You have me confused with someone else, friend. I'm sure of it, it's you. Can you help settle this? I don't want to have to call it Hill and the other enforcers. This isn't your business, stranger. Keep out of it. Fight would damage the bar. People could get hurt. At least take this outside. Why fight when you can drink? That's all I'm saying. Let's sit down and have another round. I'm making it my business. Stand down. 10 seconds. How much time you have before I start spitting skulls? The wise among you will start running. Why fight when you can drink? That's all I'm saying. Let's sit down and have another round. I know you, hero. You were mixed up with Sarevok. Everyone's talking about it. Why should we listen to you? Hey, you might have the darkest soul in here. I ended Sarevok's threat. My soul is no darker than anyone's here. You might have the ugliest face, but you don't see me going on about it. You don't know what you're talking about. Go back to your cups before you say something you will try. You might have the ugliest face. There's no talking to a Lackwell like Otin. Violence is all he understands. And you? You seem reasonable. What about another drink? Would he understand that? Enough with the words. It's punching time. Everyone calm down. Let's try to deal with it like civilized folk. Stranger's right. We don't have time to engage in petty brawlers. Oh. None of you have any spirit. Come on, mate. Let's look elsewhere for fun. No fight. Woo! I managed to defuse a potential bar fight in this 3 old kegs. Yeah, that's me.
Good day to you.
Greetings. I dealt with those roadies for you. How you got those sailors to stand down? I couldn't tell you. Take this bit of gold and thanks. Glad I didn't have to call it Hill down here. Much appreciated. Have a good night, ma'am. Yeah, it's good I'm earning some money again.
It is always good to give a little tip.
Tell me about yourself. Who, me? There's not much to tell. The Ennis needed someone to run the taps, and I needed some coin in my pocket. My man's a sailor, so he's gone for weeks at a time. This keeps me busy and lets me talk to people. He get lonely from time to time. What can you tell me about this inn? The Three Old Kegs is one of the oldest inns in Baldur's Gate. Never thought I would be working somewhere so fancy. Nathan Bellowglim runs the place. Tell me about yourself. You must be lonely from time to time. Go on, I'm happy with my man. Flatter me though you will. Now can I get your charming self a drink? Like buy things from me? This person. Stop!
Tis always good to give a little
Sorry
tip.
about the last round of drinks. I guess the cantrip got away from me. Atira.
Tis always good to give a little
Very good
tip.
night to you. Can I get you something from the bar? Rubble, the crier working outside, is losing his voice. He could use a drink. Mercy, we barely have drink enough to satisfy paying customers. I will send one out when I can, but it may be a while. I'm a hardly individual with an ox stamina, but even I would find Rubble's task trying. Are you sure you can find a way to send drink out more quickly? Rubble's working so hard to bring customers in. I'm sure you and the other servers have benefited from the extra hours and the tips. Least you could do is to get him a hot drink. Alright, you've convinced me. I will have the kitchen make some hot lemon water with a bit of rum and honey and send it out right away. Thank you. I am sure Rubble will appreciate it. Well, back to work. Enjoy your stay at the Three Old Kegs. Woo! Talk to him.
May as well.
Bloody hell, I'm parched! Any words on that drink? Katira will send it out right away. Thank you for the help, I appreciate it. Here, take a few coins for your troubles. Ooh, 30 coins. We are getting rich here. Slowly. Slowly, very slowly. I'm going to get a bit more of the iced coffee. Soon back. Okay, I'm back. I have a bit of iced coffee left over, so I think I'm gonna drink it. We'll be working night shift today, so it's not too bad to have a bit of coffee in me. The Wiener iced coffee. Like a 1 liter box of iced coffee. I will buy more. In these a bit warmer days, it's really nice to have some iced coffee. On the late shift tonight, Plasma? Yeah, I'm starting at midnight, so I'm working from midnight to 8.
In a minute, Gov.
I think the only thing about the iced coffee is that it could be a bit less sweet.
Right, it's on me, is it?
I think. They put too much sugar in it. You think you got sunburned today? So are you like a piggy pig now, Dragon? I had an assistant once, but he only lasted a few weeks. Had to chop him after he burned a roast. Piggy pig, Dragon. Oh there, stranger. Come and have a drink with us. You seemed in high spirits this night, friends. Why wouldn't we be? We have a roof over our heads, food and drink, more than we have ever had since the Shining Lady's bloody crusade drove us from the claws. We arrived in the town recently then. Now tell me, friend, do you know a man named Ophilis? Ophilis, aye, we know him well. Shut up, Berali! Friend, how do you know Ophilis? I encountered him earlier. He did not have the air of one who happily parted with this gold you spent with such abandon. He stole some gold from me, but that's beside the point. You hurt the man badly, and that could not be unanswered. Stole some gold from you, but that's beside the point. You hurt the man badly, and that's going to be unanswered. I will lose sleep over that, I will. But what's done is done, and I would do it again if I had the chance. That gold may cost us our lives, but our lives would have been lost already without it. So do what you must. Kill us if you want. And if we were not killed, a cell in the Flaming Fist will at least offer a roof over our head and a meal in the day. That's more than many have right now. You did what you thought right. I cannot bring myself to judge you harshly for it. Enjoy your food and your drink, and think well of me in the days to come, fair as well as circumstances allow. Your heart might have been in the right place, but what about Ophilis? You beat the man within an inch of his life. I can't allow Tiber and Nassau to go and unchallenged in the city. Go downstairs and turn yourself to Captain Corwin in the Flaming Fist. You're right, we needed what we took, but that doesn't excuse what we did. We will turn ourselves in. Farewell, hero. What about my money? No, I had almost 200,000, you bastards! What did they do with it? It's too much to spend. Even if I would buy everything what I ever had, it was too much to spend. Yeah, but I mean, even I partied a lot, but not that much that I would not be able to. Like I would be, imagine how many weapons and equipment, even the rarest one, was I able to buy with that money.
Right.
If they're just drinking with that money, like how can they spend that? I don't understand. A red little pig right now. Have you heard about sun cream?
It's always good to give a little tip.
Oh, Minsk is here.
Right, it's on me, is it?
What is it, Boo? I've never seen you so. Ah, can it be? Is this the hero of Baldur's Gate I see?
No, what's that? Did you buy rounds for an entire pub? I would have to buy rounds for the entire Baldur's Gate, I guess. to spend that kind of money. It's I Minsk. It's been too
Whose
long.
giant shrunken heart thrills to see you again, as does my own.
Yeah, hamster. I was in the pool for like 6 hours.
How are you?
Your private pool. Even birds and bees books for Dragon. They call me Lobster Dragon. Oh my. Maybe you need some calming cream now for your piggy pig skin. Or they will eat you. They will think you're a pig. Worse now than I was a day ago. I'm journeying to the north. I was hoping Boo and you, of course, would join me. I was fine up until this morning. Now I'm going on a journey. I would like you to come with me.
Boo and I would journey to at least 7 of the hells and back for you. Probably all 9, but Boo says, Minsk, be realistic. This, you know.
Finally, I can have Minsk.
But we cannot leave our friend Dinah here undefended.
He's here then? Excellent. I want to speak with her too.
Then do as the cats do to Boo when they think he is not looking, and follow.
Yeah, I know he will only join if she
Dinah
joins
here.
too.
Someone would like to speak with you.
How many times must I tell you, Minsk? I'll not debate Boo on the merits of... Is everything all right? Why art thou here?
Yeah, I need your help, Danaher.
What dost thou want of me?
Your company. Soon I will journey north. I would have you join me. I need help. I mean, I'm talking to Minsk, obviously. I need help. But more than that, I need people I can trust to join me on a journey to Dragonspear Castle.
Thou wouldst face the Shining Lady, then?
She tried to kill me. She very nearly killed someone I care deeply for. I can't let that stand.
I know of this woman. There are those who believe her to be a daughter of the divine, perhaps even a child of Baal. She merits further investigation, and is the reason I still linger in the region. Thine offer is accepted. Minsk and I will travel north with thee.
And with Boo.
Squeak, squeak! Eats lobster.
Of course. We would be lost.
I never
without
had
the
lobster, that's
hamster.
why I'm saying piggy pig. As I definitely eat pork. Of course, we would be lost without the hamster.
Prepare yourself, Boo. We are about to embark on another epic adventure.
Squeak, squeak. Yeah, I have companions. Great. Why did she cast a spell? Just when I recruit you. How did I just end up on everyone's dinner menu? I don't know, maybe we are hungry. Could that be that? What is he using? He is using two-handed sword, mace, and longbow. He is a ranger. So two-handed sword, but then it has fighting style, two-weapon style? If you have two-handed sword, you don't have two weapons. A longbow and... Nice. Rangers get it for free. Oh, okay. Two weapon styles for rangers for free. Okay. Thing is that should I go with 1 point into mace? Should I go for two-handed weapon style? I guess I will go with the mace because then we can have two maces. It will be better when there was already 1 point in the mace. Maybe it's good to have one more. He can hide in shadows and move silently. I guess this is fine.
Thy called?
Well, she is an invoker. Mage who specializes in the manipulation of raw and elemental energies may cast one additional spell per level, receive a plus 15% bonus when scribing scrolls from the invocation school. Receive plus 2 bonus when making saving throws against spells from the invocation school. Target suffers a penalty when making saving throws against spells from the invocation. May not learn or cast any spells in the enchantment school, receive a minus 15 penalty when scribing scrolls from other schools. Finally, party members. Yeah. Quarterstaff and sling. So how does she learn spells? Is it on level up or from scroll? I guess from scrolls since it's at. Turn undead plus 50. Yeah, I don't know why he's having this. Weird, maybe something I will be able to sell. I mean, maybe I should use that shield. But I don't know. I mean, what does the turn undead will do for me? I don't want to watch too much, but you're making me want to do a playthrough of Baldur's Gate. You should do that. You should not just want to do that. You should do that. Do it. And this is basically, this is not even the Baldur's Gate anymore. This is the expansion. I already finished the game. Yeah, it's better than my shield. I'm just thinking what it is doing. Turn undead level +2. Like, how do I use that? Because, I mean, it's bad to be giving it to Minsk when he will have some penalties for using shield, right? Because he doesn't specialize in shields. Okay, so the other thing will not do anything for me. But also I will lose extra +5 versus missile attacks. Well, I guess Baldur's Gate 3 will take another 5 years to finish. Shouldn't it be out next year? I thought it should be out next year. But it was postponed to 2023. Maybe she can be carrying the scrolls as the others. He can learn else. Could learn this maybe, vocalize. Some of them are red for me. Turn undead is only for Priest of Lathander and Undead Hunter. Or I wonder if I will have someone. What about that Rashad guy, or how he was called? Isn't he some kind of... no, he was monk. I'm going to be hard for me not to pick a shape-shifting werewolf. Oh, you can pick it, right? I hate when this happens. First time trying to memorize something and it keeps failing. Oh, she just doesn't want to learn. It's the typical thing what was happening with the others. At the start, I think that they got better at learning, but at the start they just didn't want to. It reminds me Nira. I think that Zan usually learns things, but Nira didn't want to. In BG2 they can shapeshift into greater werewolf. That's all I used to do when I was 12. Pick the werewolf and kill everyone. You be a werewolf in first Baldur's Gate? So what changed? Is there more you want to do now? Take the jam backs. Maybe the shapeshifter kid can be werewolf in BG1. Prefer they change the turn-based combat and the story is engaging, so I like it so far. But I mean, it is turn-based even like now.
Haven't you got nothing better to do? I'll get it in a minute, Gov. I'm not bothered.
Yeah, but this is turn-based. I mean, there are turns. Even if it's like running in the real time, there are still turns.
Away with you! Do not touch me!
Be taking Eldrick so long. We can't trust him, can't we? There's no danger, so talking to him. We can trust him completely, even if he were betraying us. The dukes are so corrupt and incompetent, they would probably ignore him. They're getting forced too. The guidance they give the city is truly shameful. Ah, Plasma, there you are. Did you find Eldrick? Continue to search for him, my lady. Alright, I was going to find Eldrick. I will be right back. I was going to find Eldrick. Oh, damn the man, if we didn't need his connections. Well, go find him then. We will await you here. Now it's time to remove the Council of Four and take the city. Shh, someone's here. You there, there's a private room. What are you? You're Plasmos, aren't you? The hero of Baldur's Gate. What are you doing here? Couldn't help but overhear you. Oh, what precisely did you hear? Things that really don't want to make their way to the Grand Dukes. Let's talk about how much you're ready to spend to make sure it doesn't happen, shall we? Isn't against the rules of the great city. I suggest we convene another time. Good night to all of you. The only place you're going is prison. I'm happy to let you noble folk go on your way. I'm happier still to forget what I've heard this night for pride. Don't be so anxious to leave, my lady. I have no love for the council. And at the moment the city has a great love of me. I could so be of much use to people like yourself. The only place you're going is in prison. You think you will lay down and die without a fight? You would best think again, heavy.
What do you want?
Another try I shall give.
There, we got gold. Lord Maxwell, the time has come to take action. Araya agrees with me that we can't risk openly challenging the Grand Dukes of Baldur's Gate. They wield too much influence and their motives cannot be trusted. I've heard disturbing whispers regarding the killer of Sarevok, whom the Dukes are now in league with. How can we trust them to lead our city and reap the profits thereof? Meet us at the Three-Old Keg on the morrow, and we will decide on a plan of action. Eldrick should also be joining us. Burn this letter, Turton. Money! Yeah, finally we are getting a bit richer. There are some items here. Boots. You can probably identify that. Learned one identify spell.
Haven't you got nothing better to do? I'll get it
Yeah,
in a minute,
we had like 180,000, now we have 1,000. Getting better. We'll need some teeth.
Simply no standards these days.
What are you doing in here? This is a private room. Sorry, I didn't know this room was occupied. I will leave immediately. Post a guard if you want to keep people out. It's customary around these parts. You enter my quarters uninvited and try to tell me it's my fault? Bartleby. Bartleby. Where's Bartleby? Yes, Delinda, I hear you. The entire inn heard you. What is it? You're supposed to be my bodyguard, Bartleby. Do your job. This ruffian refuses to leave. I'm truly sorry for upsetting you heavily. I am done here anyway. I go where I please. Interfere me at your arm. I'm done here anyway. A bit late for that. What do you mean upsetting a lady like this? I've half a mind to cut you in twain. There's no need for violence. I'm going. Half a mind is about all you've got. From the sounds of it. I'm leaving, alright? I've dealt with worse than you. Raise your hands at me and you will be on one of... Attack me at your peril. My years of training make me warrior without equal. There's no need for violence. I'm going. Go quick then, before I change my mind about teaching you some manners. We check what they have. Can't. We can return back.
May as well.
Upsetting the lady. Sleeping elf.
Aye.
Haven't you got nothing better to do? Right, it's on me, is it? May as well. Right, it's on me, is it?
Yes, we are done in here.
What have we here?
Captain Shao Corwin, allow me to introduce Danaher and Minx of Rushman.
And this is Boo. Say hello, Boo.
Week. Yeah, I have gems to sell, but I don't have anyone to sell this. The bathroom just don't want to buy anything. They just want to sell me alcohol. Long way to Dragonspear Plasma. Are you sure you want to bring the hamster along? I'm sure Minsk will prove invaluable, as will Boo. The hamster and the ranger are a package deal, I'm afraid. Alright, so the way you want it, I will follow you out when you leave. Wish it was like a different chapter thing. The way to the bank. Seems my gold is lost to me. Well, it's not finished yet. Maybe it's not lost. Is this still
I'll
open?
get it in a minute, Gov.
Tavern.
We aren't far from the Elf Song Tavern. A few people you might want to speak with, Safana, Koran, and the Bard Garrick, have been seen there recently. Or if you'd like to get some supplies for the journey to Dragonspear, we can go to Sorceress Sundries.
An excellent day for whatever you're after.
Pardon me, I'm new in the town. Can you tell me where to find Sorceress Sundries? There is a large building with a doomed roof. Hey, get your hand out of my pocket. You're pretty sharp, so it's
I'm not bothered.
Yes?
What do you want? I'll get it in a minute, Gov.
I should hurry to the... was it in Sorceress Sundries? I think a person running at Sorceress Sundries.
All right, get what you need. I'll cover the door.
Is it really necessary? Good, I don't trust the door is shifted. Don't let out of your sight, not for a second. Really necessary? Maybe, maybe not. We don't know how many assassins sailors sent after you, but if there are more, I'm not going to make that choice. What if the patron's already here? Where you watch the door, I'm exposed. Those who go looking for trouble can usually find some. Any who raise their hand against me will fall before. You knew we might come here. There's no way they could have an ambush prepared. Anyone who wants a shot at you will have to get past me first. Even so, we have no time to waste. Go get what you need. We leave here, the happier I will be.
Haven't you got nothing better to do? May as well.
You are welcome here.
Greetings and welcome. I'm Halzabar's cousin, Kazram, just arrived from Kalimshan. Can I interest you in some of my wares? Cousin Halzabar, excellent selection of potions, items, but you.
Good day to you.
Let's see who I have to give the other things.
Don't crowd the counter.
Sorry, you will have to wait a moment. I'm terribly busy. So I see. Where are those people here? Is there anything I can do to help? What could you possibly do? Wait, you're the woman everyone's been talking about. The hero of Baldur's Gate, yes? Suppose that makes you relatively trustworthy. Could you run upstairs and bring me a case of empty potion bottles? I need them to fill these. Fetch them and return them. Many thanks. Here the key to the cabinet upstairs. The outer stairs, there is a central one and more to show than anything else. I don't know what they're thinking here. That the outer stairs.
I'll get it in a minute, Gov.
Well, I am here to give the monies. You did it! We in! Grab everything you can. When our backs are for a session, will teleport us out again. You're not alone. What you doing here? This is our score. We watch plays for weeks. First, you should have kept watching. Get out of here while you're still able.
I'm not bothered.
They called.
You want Boo?
And Boo do?
What? Let's talk.
Haven't you got nothing
Get
better to
him!
do?
Trouble? Fantastic.
I'm not bothered.
A wizard's might!
Goodbye! Who does not accept to let the mains have one last quick slot? Okay. Thought he would be doing something. Howdy Plasma, I'm at the office today so I can't have my sound on, but hello at least. Majid! Hello. Hello Majid.
Yes? I am not a servant to carry so much. I have dropped it.
Minsk is as brawny as they come. He cannot carry everything, and he must make room for Boo.
Squeak squeak. Boo boo boo. Boo boo boo.
Yes? No, Minsk is as brawny as they come. He cannot
What do you
carry
want?
everything.
I'll get it in a minute,
He
Gov.
must make room for Boo.
Yeah, there are some potions we could get. And it's also full? No. No, this is the mission item.
Whatever thy wills.
You want Boo? Sword first.
And? Done and done.
We need to sell some things.
Right, it's on me, is it?
Be honest. Kings can equip 2 weapons and arrows that make space. Well, hopefully we can sell some things.
One at a time, one at a time.
Sorry, you will have to wait a moment, I'm terribly busy. I have the potion bottle, so you want it. Wonderful, that will be a big help. Here is token for your travels. Is there anything else I can help with? You should know I had thwarted an attempt to robbery while I was upstairs. What do you say? Yes, a dark elf used magic to penetrate the upper floor. Ah, I know of whom you speak. Settle and I studied together for a time before we went our separate ways. We had a falling out, you might say. Thank you for protecting my goods. I appreciate it. Here takes a reward. Good folk like hard to find these days. Got some amulet.
I'm not bothered. I'll get it in a minute, Gov.
Can I say what you have for sale? Perhaps I can sell some of these. myself something. Maybe I need some more space. I don't know. I figure we have enough of antidotes, so maybe so. Many potions. Well, normally I would just use it, but
What do you want?
well, shouldn't I come with the money here somewhere? I should hurry to Moneylender to deliver this purse. I need to bring the purse to Moneylender across from Sorcerer's Sundries. Oh, it's across from, it's not actually here.
May as well.
Talk to this person.
You are welcome.
App. Maybe we can.
Haven't you got nothing? May as well.
And they check what this other guy had. Should check it again.
One at a time, one at a time.
Just selling things. So I was not actually checking what he is rowing. Oh, okay, he's offering some potions and spells. When a wizard casts spell, power word sleeps. A comatose slumber to upon one creature other than undead and certain creatures. The target must have less than 20 hit points. Spells cast a large target on a target creature. It will dispel agent. don't know, we will probably find those spells somewhere. But monster summoning could be used. Okay, I'm a bit poor.
I'm not bothered. Right, it's on me, is it? Right, it's on me, is it?
Sign up person.
Simply no standards these days.
Another moneylander at your service. What can I help you with this morning? I have a deposit for you from a merchant named Tira. Oh yes, I know Tira. If you just give me the deposit, I will mark it on her account. Here you are. Thank you. You may tell her I received the deposit and her account has been updated accordingly. Good day to you. I should tell Tira the good news. I will. But yeah, guys, I think that I will just save it here. Maybe we should go and check. Yeah, I have to. Yeah, I have night shift today, you know. Some unconscious man here.
We're more than mercenaries.
Stingers up. Definitely.
Elf Song Tavern. Little pretentious for my taste. I'll wait for you here.
What I'm here to find again? A bard named Garrick. Though why a bard would spend time here is beyond me. House rules discourages singing, at least by those of Garrick's ilk. So I can have... There is also Safana and Koran, a pair of unsavory characters staying upstairs. Belts, things might be of use. I have think that I don't know, but it's not my place to argue with the Grand Duke. So I will be able to have again... What was it? 5? Before I had... Imoen, Nira, Kali, Chahera, and Zan. So 5. 5 companions. So we'll be able to have only 5 companions again, right? So I need only... So I guess I will need a thief. And then... I don't know. We will see. Preferably a healer would be good. Well, I'm gonna save it here. Wait, Corwin is not with me yet. You get Corwin, so you have 3 now. Yeah, but Corwin is not on the right side here. So it will be later, that's a bit confusing. Because, like, sure, Corwin has this profile picture, so it looks like it's a real character, but why don't they put her side, and that I could also check what class she is and plan a bit. That's confusing. But okie dokie. I'm gonna quit, and we will continue tomorrow. Ta-da-ti-dee-to-doo! Vertel-vertel-woo! Stingers up! Achoo!